the Super Mario Brothers 3.5 out of 5. I was never on the bandwagon of Chris Pratt and the voice thing, like, or even for that matter, like Charlie Day's Luigi and like everything else. I didn't really care enough, to be honest. I mean, the movie's the movie, the director and the visionaries behind it, they know more than we do. So they knew what they had on their hands. And the voice thing, they explained it very quickly. They did that funny little gag in the beginning with the commercial, and they used like the super Italian voice from like the video games, and then they switch back to like talking normal for the rest of the movie. But this movie just punched me full of nostalgia, and they kept it very simple. They didn't take any big risks. I think that Nintendo wanted to play it safe because they haven't had a good track record with movies and feature films, and I think that this movie making over $1 billion and people loving it, I think that from here on out we're gonna get Zelda, Super Mario's 2, a million other Nintendo stuff. Like I think that from from the success of this movie, Nintendo's going to say, okay, let's do our own little. I don't know if they'll do a cinematic franchise, but they do got Super Smash Bros. In their pocket, so that could be fun. But I mean, this movie just it was very colorful and it was funny at times. I like what they did with Bowser and Peach and just all the other side characters. And I think the biggest thing working for this movie was the nostalgia. You have three generations of people that have played Mario. There's no way that the whole family doesn't enjoy this movie. A father with his son can enjoy this movie. And if that son has a son, I mean, everyone has played Mario Kart, or if you haven't, you've played the OG Mario. So this movie really, really would have been hard to mess up.
And yet, when we think back to the first trailers for Sonic the Hedgehog and how poorly the art was done, the CGI design on Sonic was, they had to go back and famously redo the whole damn film in terms of Sonic's design. So the fact that this is not Pixar, this is Illumination, so this is Despicable Me, this is the Minions. Pixar or Illumination, it's a good company and it's got the Minions on its shoulders, but this is not Pixar. This is not that level of animation, and this is quite frankly an animation company that is quite a bit younger than Pixar is. It doesn't really seem like it, but they've only been around 10, 12 years at this point. So the fact that they got the art right, they got the world right, they got the animation quality and the colors so much more vibrant and better and higher quality than any other Illumination film to date, at least that I can remember. They got that part right just from the get-go. And then you're right, with the voices, with the voice talent, the fact that we got the big name voice cast and that they didn't try and do more of the "it's me" kind of the over the top part of it, and yet you're right, they play into it a little bit, they write it into this joke, and then they go back to their normal speaking voices. I think either theoretically could have worked if they did it right, but I think the way they did it was the right choice for Super Mario Brothers. And yeah, it's so visually stunning. It's so well envisioned and realized on screen. And when you really see what they did visually, I was shocked at how well all of the mushrooms and all of the Super Mario Brothers stuff from the video game actually does come across with how they realized it on camera.
Illumination, I mean, you said it yourself, they've only been around like 12 years or something like that. But, I mean, Pixar and DreamWorks better watch out because Illumination knocks it out almost every time. I mean, the Despicable Me franchise, each movie makes $1 billion when it comes out, and it's like expected now. I'm not a fan of Despicable Me, to be honest. If I was to rank the Illumination movies, Despicable Me as the whole franchise would probably be at the bottom, but I'm in the minority. People love those movies, like love. And then, I mean, Sing. I think the Sing movies are great. I love those movies. And then you got Secret Life of Pets. That's also really good. Um, I can't think off the top of my head any other franchises that Illumination
Those are the
has,
biggest
but
ones. Those are the biggest ones, if I remember right. But I need to go back and do a full.
yeah, Sing and Secret Life of Pets is great, and then now Super Mario Brothers. I'm really excited to see what else they crank out.
And
I'm
and
really excited about it.
and you're right. We got a little bit. It's almost like this was a film that was meant for CinemaCon or something along those lines, because we got the Mario Kart scene. We got the King Kong versus, or the Donkey Kong versus Mario
Donkey
stuff.
Kong, yes, yes.
So you're right. We can there the fact that we got A-list celebrities or former A-list celebrities doing all these voices, you could totally tell that all of Hollywood is abuzz with, oh, we can get in the ground floor and be an A-list or B-list actor voicing this character doing spin-offs for the next 20 years. Because that world of Nintendo is so rich with characters and history and nostalgia that if it's done right, you can have a Donkey Kong spin-off series, you can have a Princess Peach spin-off series, you can even have a
You can do
Luigi
Luigi's
spin-off
Haunted
series.
Mansion.
Yeah, with a green screen, green character, and have that being a joke in the film of Luigi being in his own film and a CGI green screen thing, so his entire costume's comped out. You can do all of that from that Illumination world, and have those A-list characters doing a very high quality IP with Nintendo as owning just a license to print money at this point with all their characters. So yeah, I would be shocked if we don't see a sequel to this in the next year or so, because you're right, $1 billion with a B. That's something that usually only Marvel does, or only the biggest of films get to be $1 billion. So the fact that it made $1 billion in like 3 weeks is amazing. Super Mario Brothers. This is a film that I didn't know whether I would like it or not. I love the artwork. I was really skeptical after seeing the first Sonic trailers and then being pleasantly surprised by the redesign of Sonic. I know it's Sega versus Nintendo, but they're from that same era of when I was growing up, playing a lot of video games, spending a lot too much time playing video games, especially the original Super Mario Brothers in my case. This film it was a ton of fun. It keeps moving from the get-go. It doesn't dwell too much in any one place. Yes, it's all a giant celebration of Nintendo IP, of an intellectual property that is going to make tons of money. But what's wrong with having a good family film that isn't overly concerned with the self-torture and we must suffer for our art? It's a fun movie. It's got big celebrities. It is a printing machine for cash, for earning billions of dollars. They will definitely have 2 or 3 spin-off, sequel, prequel, all kinds of different things coming out of this film. But the film itself is fun to watch. It's a visual experience to see this film. Not that it's Avatar, but it doesn't have to be. It's not 3D. It's just very colorful. It's fun. It has a little bit of you go girl empowerment with Anya Taylor-Joy doing the character of Princess Peach. Yes, all of that, but it is a lot of fun. It's not going to win any Oscars. It's not the reincarnation of Shakespeare, but it is a lot of fun, and it's not trying too hard. It is my number 2 movie. I gave it a score of 75 out of 100. Upon reflection, I might have it a little bit higher, but I gave it 75 out of 100, or just under 4 stars. I have it at 3.5 stars, so out of 5.
How many times did you see it in theater? Just once, or
just once so far? It's one that I don't think you need to see it twice in theaters. I think seeing it once, it's worthy of seeing in theaters because it is very visual. I do think the theatrical experience does add something to it, but it's not something that I would say unless you have like a carload full of kids that just you need a couple hours away from the kids, send them to movies, and they'll be, ooh, look at the pretty colors.
Do you think this is one that you see yourself purchasing when it comes out, or you saw it, you enjoyed it, and you're good?
This is one that I don't know if I'll purchase it for my home collection. Like I tend to collect just about everything. I have a small animation part of my collection that's actually on the shelf behind me. But this is not one that it may be one that I'll probably buy it as a Christmas present for relatives or that sort of thing. But I may go to the used Blu-ray store eventually to pick up a copy. But it's not one that I'll be sitting there opening day on a Tuesday when it comes to Best Buy and be waiting for the very first copy to come out of the store, out of the box. So yeah, it's fun. It's worth watching. It's not. You like you said earlier. This isn't one we're going to be remembering in 10 years. But I think for this generation of kids coming up, this is one that the kids may look back fondly upon, if only for the fact that it's made so much money that it's going to spur on so many sequels and spin-offs and other films that if they do this right, we'll be making billions of dollars for the next couple of years to come, for sure.